Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keiaradise. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, join the tribe, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget about TikTok. So, I know I've been away for a while. I took a break, much needed break from the things, and I'm ready to get back in the gear. Today it is Thursday, February 23rd, and we are finally going to apply for our work visa to go to China. Okay, so I'm not gonna record in the embassy, not the embassy, in the consulate, the San Francisco consulate, but I'm gonna be taking little snippets and stuff if I can, because I think it's kind of ill-advised to take photos, or probably prohibited to take photos in the embassy and take videos, of course. That'll be a little bit too much. And so I will go and do everything and then recall what happened. So right now it's about 8 in the morning. The embassy, or the consulate, opens at 9. It's open from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and I'm hoping that everything goes well. I got everything they asked for, and more. Okay, they asked for this and that. I'm bringing this and that and this and that and that. It's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. It's like that. I like that, y'all, because y'all are not gonna come catch me slipping. You hear that? Okay. So before I head out, I'm just gonna briefly tell you what exactly the work visa for China requires. I'm gonna take my glasses off, even though I definitely need them. But I don't need them just to be recording, but when I leave, I'm gonna have to put on my glasses. So this is pretty much what is needed for a work visa. Now, when you get hired from a company, you're gonna be required to have a degree. That's a given for China. You absolutely have to have a degree, and that degree has to be, if it's not a Chinese degree. So I was lucky because I did my undergraduate degree in China, right? So if your degree is not from China, it's from any other country, you have to get that degree notarized and authenticated at the Chinese consulate in your region. So that's number one, is the degree authenticated, which I didn't have to do because I have a Chinese degree. Number two is criminal background check, and it takes a long time to do, but there's a hack for it. So if I had a company do mine, and this is how I found my job as well, was through a company called Teaching Nomad. They have a lot of China specific placement stuff, so they can hook you up, right? So you have to get a criminal background check, and it also has to be notarized and authenticated. I believe it has to be notarized, authenticated, and some State Department apostille, whatever. That's what you need. So I got that, and I got mine expedited through Teaching Nomad, and it took about a month, maybe less. It would probably take less than a month to do, but I did it while I was in Tokyo, and I think I ordered it mid-December, and then they had the Christmas holiday, so that kind of put a little bit of a delay in mine. So if you're not doing it during a holiday, then and you expedite it, which was only $40 more. Girl, pay the $40, okay? Pay the $40. Get that stuff expedited. I be telling my friends, if there's an expedited or a rush delivery or a thing like that, girl, I'm paying for it. When it comes to these type of documents, I'm not snail mailing that stuff. When it comes to the passport, even if I don't need it right away, I'm girl, expedite it, send it to me right now, because I don't want to no. Okay, so you gotta get the criminal background check right, period. And you can do that through companies. A lot of companies will take care of these type of things because they know people. It's a hassle. And then the third thing is, which depends, I had to get a TEFL certificate, which is a Teaching English as a Foreign Language certificate. So I already had one that I got in October after I came home from Greece, that I got through a company called Teaching TEFL UK. and that also has to be authenticated, right? But it has to be authenticated in the country that you get it from. So since I had gotten it from a UK company, this is before I knew what I know now. In hindsight, I would just have used a US company or have done it through Teaching Nomad, who has all this stuff. I'm telling you, Teaching Nomad, this video is sponsored by Teaching Nomad, okay? Shout out to Teaching Nomad. teachingnomad.com, www.teachingnomad.com. So anyway, the TEFL, I had a UK TEFL, and then I got it in October before I started applying for jobs, and I thought I could get it authenticated through Teaching Nomad, but then they told me that like before they could do non-US documents, but you know, they put in new rules. That's the thing, the stuff is so dynamic that it's ever changing, so you have to keep current with all the rules and how things are. The stuff could change minute by minute, right? So I got the TEFL UK in October, and I did it in a week, girl. That's why I was like, and it was a joke because like they didn't have any click through each lesson, take the test, and then I remember on the test, like if you get an answer wrong, they'll tell you the correct answer, and I was taking screenshots of it, and I never got a quiz wrong, and I just used my common sense. I didn't read any of the stuff. I just went right through it. And what? And I passed it. Like I did it in a week. I probably could have even done it faster if, you know, if I just like click, even though like it probably might take you it might take you longer if you aren't like me, who doesn't have anything to do all day and who's fun employed, but like I did it in a week. So the issue with that is that like Teaching Nomad could not authenticate it because they could no longer do non-US documents. So even though my friend had done that a few years before, like I said, everything changes all the time, and they put like other hurdles, right? So then what happened? So like I was hired by my company in mid-November, and we were like, if you have 2 years of relevant work experience and you can like get a proper letter, a reference letter or something like that from your company, then you probably will not have to do a TEFL certificate. But since, you know, I've been fun employed and I've never stayed at a company more than like a couple of months, or I mean like not in the last several years, so I just couldn't provide something that said. And even the thing that I provide, which was from my supervising attorney, because I've done like a lot of freelance independent contractor legal work, there's just no way to finesse it for me. So like we did the reference letter, and the company that I work for, they work with a visa agency, and the visa agent was like, I don't think this is giving what it's supposed to give. I don't think they're gonna go for this, sis. And so we're like, okay, well, you get the TEFL, or you have to do the TEFL. And so I was looking into like getting it authenticated through the UK, which is gonna be it's just gonna be a total like a bunch of hoopla, because it costs a lot of money. Like you have to pay, I'm gonna have to send it, the certificate that I have, the original, send it there, pay this money, and like the money, it's not a little bit of money, it costs like $300 to $400 to do that stuff. And I was just like, I'm not paying extra, and I know there's gonna be an issue because I am in the United States and I'm going to Japan for a month. I went to Japan for a whole month while this is going on, and this is from the UK. I have to send this to the UK, and then but I was like, no. So what I ended up doing was just doing a new TEFL, a whole new TEFL certificate through a Chinese company. And that's when I talked about that one video where I was like the TEFL struggle. And so that one I did, and it was difficult. I'm gonna tell you that for real. Like they really weren't playing with that one. It wasn't like the UK one, which was a total joke. You can get that in 2 minutes. This one, like they say you only have one attempt to take each little quiz at the end of each lesson. The questions that they asked in the quiz were worded so like wordy, where it's just like a trick question. Just felt like so I took a bunch of notes. Like I literally had copied and pasted every single thing from each lesson and put it in a Google Doc. If I still have anything, all the stuff, and you guys want it, let me know. If you're taking the TEFL from, it's called TEFLonline.cn, something like that. And it costs 3,000 renminbi to take. So I was like, it's better for me to just pay 3,000 RMB to get a whole new TEFL than to pay, and that be guaranteed because you don't have to get it authenticated. That'd be guaranteed versus paying $300 and then potentially risking this being like some kind of issue, like either in the mail or we don't accept this, or do, like whatever the case may be. I was like, let me just take the L with my former TEFL and go ahead with the guarantee, which was 3,000 RMB. And they only took renminbi and money through Jifubao or Alipay and WeChat. And I was like, this is so stupid. I don't have any money on my WeChat. Like, my WeChat has been completely null and void. my WeChat wallet and my Alipay since I left China in 2019. So luckily for me, my best friend, shout out to you, Alistair, I love you. Okay, my best friend, he paid for it for me, right? 3,000 kwai, and 3,000 yuan, renminbi, whatever. Kwai is like how you say bucks in Chinese. So he paid the 3,000 for me, and I have to pay him back at a future undisclosed time. Best friend, so he knows I'm good for. We've done this a million times. I give him money, he give me money. We the besties, okay? That's my best. That's my bestoration. It's giving. That's my best friend. He got real. Got our own car. So anyway, he paid for the TEFL for me through Jifubao to the person, even though it was something he had introduced me to. And can you believe this fool told me to do this in the first place? He literally told me before I even did the TEFL UK. He was like, "Oh, why don't you just do this TEFL?" And I was like, "Because it's 3,000. I don't have the money." But the thing is, I didn't want to like owe him money if I didn't have a guaranteed position, or if I didn't at the time, like when we were first talking about it, which was like maybe September, October-ish, and probably a little bit before that. I didn't have. China was in a completely different place. Like, it was still like rampant with COVID, not rampant like COVID infections, but I mean like strict shut down. Like, there was like really nobody going in and out. So yeah, so at the time I was like, I'll just do it another way, or like I don't know, I used another friend's advice for this, which shout out to her, Brianna, I love you. Yeah, I just didn't want to like owe him money if it wasn't like, because I can't get, you get it, like, I have to wire him money and like I don't do. So when I got the position and I knew I was coming there, that's when I was like, felt comfortable with borrowing money from him. Anyway, so TEFL, I got the Chinese TEFL. Didn't need to get that authenticated because of the Chinese one. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. And they asked for 100,000 more things. All you got to do is leave that up to the discrepancy of your company and see what they say. So that's what this 3 things I just noted to you: the authenticated TEFL, criminal background check, and degree. This is what your company needs for them to apply for. They probably need a couple other things too. Like I said, you got to leave that to the discrepancy of your company. They also need other things, but these are the prime things that they need that are difficult to get to apply for what's called like a work permit, right? So they fill out that application and and prepare all those documents other than the 3 that you gave them to apply for the work permit. And then when you apply for that work permit and it's approved, then they give that to you, and you take all that this is the stage we're on now. So I got the work permit, and now we're going to the consulate to actually apply for the visa. This is a Z visa, and yeah, you get the Z visa, and once that's granted, you're able to now enter into the country. You have one entry, I think one single entry. And then once you get there, you have to do all this other stuff, which will to be continued, to then get a permanent residency card. Or not card, it's like a stamp on your passport. Not a stamp, like a page of your passport. So you're gonna get, right now what we're doing is we're gonna apply for the visa using the work permit and all the other things they ask for, like a photocopy of your passport, I think the visa application that you have to fill out online, some other things like proof of residency, blah, 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 blah. And also, of course, your physical passport. Also, you got to pay the money, but you pay the money when you pick up the visa. So before today, or before this week, which I just got, it's Thursday, I got the work permit from my company on Monday. And I was in Sacramento at the time. So originally I was planning on staying in Sacramento, because you could apply online for the visa before China reopened, which was in mid-January. So before then, if you were applying for visas, because right now they only give out certain visas. They don't do tourism visas at all. But they do things like, right now you can do business visa, work visa, a couple other things like what are called like dependent visas. Like if you have a spouse, working in China, or a Chinese spouse or a Chinese relative, you can get those type of visas. So those are the only things being granted only visas being granted right now by the Chinese government. So before they reopened in like mid-January, you could do all this online. So I was expecting to do everything online. So basically, like, you fill out the application, you send an email to the embassy, but they give you like a specific email address, and like with a specific subject, like literally they tell you, map it out for you exactly how you're supposed to write the email and all the things you're supposed to attach to the email. I had all that ready, right? I had that ready since January, like the list and the attachments. Like, I had it in my email as a draft. All I had to do was wait for this permit from my job, from the company, and then I could put that in the email and press send, right? So once I finally get it on Monday and I'm looking at the website, they're like, oh sis, all that stuff is obsolete now. Now you have to come into the embassy or come into the consulate or whatever. Which was not in my plan. That was not in the plan, because the plan was for me to apply online, have everything sent back to Sacramento, stay in Sacramento until I actually was leaving from San Francisco. Leaving to go to Shanghai from San Francisco. That didn't work out that way. Had to come home. I had to come to my mom's house in San Francisco, which is pretty. I'm blessed, because like some people have to do this and they don't have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a place to stay that's my own, so I can just boom, 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 boom. So I have to come back to San Francisco, do that. We'll see how this part of the applying for the visa goes. Now it's like 8:30. I'm gonna I think I explained everything. So we're going there to apply for the visa, and then we'll see how much it costs, how long it's gonna take, because my flight isn't booked, and my flight will be booked depending on when I can get that visa. So I think everything's going according to plan. Like I told you, I brought more than what they asked for. So why don't we just get into it? Yeah, I just want to get into it. Yeah, let's go to the consulate. Okay, if y'all sit, and I'll keep vlogging. Okay, bye. And this is my outfit of the day. I figure I have to dress somewhat smart, and I was like going to give a little bit of like chinois soleil, China style, with what they call the Mandarin collar. Yeah, so let's. And then I'm just gonna wear some sneakers, because I don't want. And I'm just expecting to be waiting outside for a while, you know, because people. I haven't been to the Chinese embassy since 2018. I used to go like, okay, I've had 1 million Chinese visas, and for each, well, not 1 million, I've had like 5. So that's 5 trips to the consulate, probably even more, because you got to like factor in, you got to pick it up too. But this is the first time in 4 years that I've been to the consulate. I'm not excited, because I already know you're gonna have to wait outside and everything. So I'm like bringing coats and bringing, you know, like incidentals, like some snacks and some. I got my hat, and I bought this new coat. Hold on. From Amazon. It's cute. It's kind of. I think I got like a size too big, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna wear this. Actually, this is gonna be my Shanghai coat. Save this for Shanghai. We're gonna just wear my leopard print coat, because who doesn't love leopard? Okay. See all those people? I knew people would be camped out. It's 9 o'clock. I just got out of the Uber, and I knew people would be camped out here. I knew it, but it's okay, because I have all day. They close at 2:30. I'm gonna be in there before then. So get your ass in line and just line up. And as long as you don't have anything to do after, you good, girl. Like I would say, girl, take the day off, because Chinese consulate is not for the busybodies, or if you got obligations. Okay, like look at this line. Visa office. See, they got the chairs. They camping. I knew it. Hi. Oh shit. Oh my god, I told y'all, look at this shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Fuck. Look, it's... Okay, we're still going. Like, when does this end? Man, I should have just popped in line. Bribe someone. The line was so long, girl, I'm out of breath. So I knew it was gonna be, people were gonna camp out here, but I did not know it was gonna be this many people. Did y'all see? I walked 2 blocks. It's 2 blocks of line. It's like, what is this? Are y'all selling Chinese is this the Chinese consulate, or is this like where they selling Renaissance tickets? It's giving Renaissance. It's giving Renaissance tour, and it's literally just 9 o'clock. They haven't opened the doors yet, but I just hope I get in here today, because girl, I did not expect this. I was like, oh yeah, people are gonna be waiting outside, but this many people, I've never seen it like this. Like, oh my god, y'all, talk about underestimating. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they gave us a number. A lady came out in line. We were waiting there for like an hour and a half, and so she gave us a number. We can come back, and now I'm in Japantown, about to eat some noodles because it was cold out there. And once they gave us a number, I made sure to put it in my bra because I'm like, I'm not losing that number. Anyway, hey, now I'm getting noodles, and hopefully in an hour or so we can go inside. Okay, yay, bye. Okay, we made it home. We're back in the same spot, but so many this was an interesting day. Wow. I mean, wow, visas. Okay, my brain is fried. I mean, it's only it's like 4 o'clock. I was at the consulate all day, and let me just tell y'all the tea. Let me spill the tea for you guys and give you some insight of what I experienced at the San Francisco consulate, Chinese consulate of San Francisco. So pretty much I got there right at 9 o'clock. My first advice to y'all is get there early. Get there early, period. I knew to get there early, but I was like, come on now, how early do I need to get there? I mean, I have all day to do this thing. Good thing I got there when I got there, because I've get there at least an hour early, because people camp out there, you know, like literally with the girl I met, and we had ramen noodles together because we were like we stood behind each other in line. She told me like there's some people who pay like people to stand in line for them, and they like get there at like 3 a.m. Ma'am, anyways, I would say like they start processing visa or letting people in at 9:30. So it says their hours are from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then at 9 a.m. I guess that's when they start working, but they don't open doors and the line doesn't start moving till 9:30. And it was all the way around the block, like I showed y'all in that clip. But I would say get there at least an hour early, an hour before it opens. You're gonna be waiting outside, so girl, make sure you get your entertainment, and dress warm if you're in a cold climate. Bring your things, you know. People are nice enough to like wait in line for you, but you know, like I wouldn't want to risk that. I would just say like bring a friend. Like if this is a team effort, like this really is. It was like waiting for Beyonce tickets or waiting in line at an amusement park like Disneyland. Like it's really like it's a team effort. So anyways, I would say that. So what they did was like they give out 150 numbers per day, and so they give you the number and you're able to leave and come back. And I feel like a lot of things that they were doing was a little bit inefficient, but because they should have just like come out from the beginning and just gave out the numbers and be like, everyone else go home, come back tomorrow, try again tomorrow. But whatever. I ended up meeting the girl online. She was really cool, and we went to Japantown, which is like a few blocks away, where they have this little mall, and we got some food. This was around 11 o'clock. Literally, we waited in line for 2 hours before, or almost like at least an hour and a half before we were given the numbers and told to come back and like at least come back in an hour or so. So we went to eat some noodles at like 11 a.m. and we probably finished somewhere around noon. And then here's the thing, we went back to the line, and she had come the day before, and she said that there were people waiting in line who didn't have a number. So she was like, I just want to make sure everyone has a number. And I said, you want me to ask? Because girl, I went to people, I was like, do all y'all have numbers? And someone was like, no, we don't have numbers. I said, well, poof, skirt I'm getting in there. So it's not even cutting the line. You ain't got no number, I got a number. Okay, because he said, take the number, there's a security guard outside, and he kind of directs you what to do. He said you can either have your little number, keep the little paper, it's like little receipt paper on you, or you can take a picture of it and it'll be just fine. Which I kept mine. Girl, I put mine right in my bra. I was like, I'm not losing this. So then what happened? So then eventually they let everyone inside the consulate. Not everyone, but like you have to go through security. It's just a little metal detector, put your bag through the little conveyor belt and then walk through. And then what else happened? So then when we got in there, like I think we waited for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. No, yeah, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Thankfully they had a bathroom in there, because I was like, I need to use the bathroom. Should I go? And they had a bathroom, which is fine. And then they have two things. They have a copy machine in there, and they have a photo booth for you to take passport photos. So when you go, I've done this a million times, but this is something that I wasn't prepared for, even though like I had everything that I needed. Thankfully, I didn't have any discrepancies. But for you to avoid discrepancies, bring some change with you, like some coins, like quarters for the copy machine, just in case. And then bring money for the like cash for the just in case they ask for passport photos. Even though it's better to have that stuff before, because you never know. Like, 2 copies of everything, yada yada yada, because you never know. So finally I was number 131, and finally my number got called. I was at the window for 5 minutes, and then they gave me a little receipt and a pickup date, and I'm supposed to pick it up on March 9th. And pay when I pick it up, and you can only pay with a cashier's check or a money order, which to me is no issue. So yeah, I hope that's where we are with the visa. I got back home. I was done at 3 something. So basically, like, they allow people in up until 2:30, and then after that, if you have a number and everything, you're still going to be seen for that day, which is good. So then now I have to pick up my visa on the 9th, and I'm very happy. And I am, hold on, okay. Sorry. And I booked my flight. I won't say for when just yet. We'll keep that. But I'm so excited. I'm happy. Yay, it's happening, y'all. I'm going back to China. Okay, so anyways, I hope this is helpful. Here's the things with the visas. It's a lot. I look like I've been through a freaking battlefield. I swear, I feel like that was a whole day ordeal. I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'm gonna give me a glass of wine now. Let's celebrate. Time to celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Okay, love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.